Welcome everybody, Film Fan 108 here to my Blu-ray pickups video for March of 2019. And as you guys can see, I have a small but rather unique, interesting, and a lot of variety of titles to talk about. So let's get into it, shall we, with the first title that I picked up for the month, and that is none other than Dead Ant right here, with a really cool cover with them, like the rock stars on top of like a killer ant. I really like this cover quite a lot. And I showed this title off the beginning of March at the stores, and there's certain titles out there that when I'm doing the out and about, they just sort of hit me. They're ones that I'm more interested in. They're ones that I really want to check out more. And Dead Ant just like hit me big bad, guys. And I was really interested to get this one and to sort of definitely check it out. It was a total blind buy. I did check out the trailer on YouTube and it looked really fun and really interesting. And like I said, the cover just had me really intrigued and I really loved it a lot. So I took the gamble and I was not disappointed. It's basically about these aging hair metal rock stars who are trying to recapture their career again and reinvent themselves. And they're going to this sort of concert where they believe it's in Coachella, but it's actually Nochella. They booked the place where they is more of a shittier version of Coachella, but they're still gonna do the concert. But they're a little stressed, and they need to relax, so they go to this sort of witch doctor shaman guy, and get this certain like weed or marijuana that will really lighten them up and relax them more. But the problem is that they cannot kill anything in nature for a certain period of time, because if they do, it will come back to hurt them and kill them. And they don't believe it. Hogwash. And somebody kills an ant, and we're off and running, guys. It's it's a really fun movie, man. It's really fun. It is cheesy as shit. The visual effects are a little not exactly the best you'll ever see, but I think that was the intention of it. It reminded me of those old school, killer insect movies. I did love the ants attacking, and every time they kill more ants, the ants actually grow in size. So it's actually really cool. You see the smaller ants and they get bigger and bigger, and it's really really fun. The acting here, it's not award-winning quality, but you can see the actors really having fun playing these roles. Jake Busey playing the hair metal lead singer is awesome here. Tom Arnold, which I hadn't seen Tom Arnold in something in quite a while, guys. He was absolutely fantastic here. Funny as hell, man. Reminds me of the days when I actually used to love Tom Arnold. Yeah, man, he was really fantastic in it. Like I said, the effects are cheesy, the acting is a little bit over the top, the premise is ridiculous. But, these are the type of movies that I really like, guys. I think it's really fun. Like I said, it reminds me of those old school sort of killer insect stuff with, the comedy thrown in and mixed in together. It's one of those ones that I think over time is going to find its audience. I think it will. I think right now it's sort of flying under the radar, but it's one that I really did enjoy, man. I loved the hair metal music in here. I think the acting, even though it's kind of cheesy, it looks like everyone's having a fun and outgoing time, playing it up for the camera. The ants are cheesy, but I like them killing. I like the way they kill. I like how they're going after them. To me, man, I thought this was really, really a fun time watching it, man. And I love the blood and gore here as well. They don't skimp out on it whatsoever. You see people's body parts being ripped off. You see the blood flowing everywhere. Yes, it is definitely fun, and I think you'll have a really great time watching this movie as long as you go in with low expectations. This is not high art by any means, guys, and I'm okay with that because these type of movies are ones that I really do enjoy. I think you guys would definitely enjoy it if you give it a chance. As far as the special features are concerned, that's where the disappointment kind of lies, because we get sort of a music video here, which is just basically made up of clips of the movie, and you get a lot of these really small featurettes Just basically 1 or 2 minutes long of them on set, sort of doing improv or directing a scene. I was really hoping for an audio commentary. I was really hoping for longer featurettes to talk about the concept of the movie and why they did what they did and the actors and everything. I was really hoping for more. We didn't get that here, but I still really love the movie. It looks really good on Blu-ray, and so yeah, man, I am a fan of it. I definitely think you guys should check it out. If you like killer insect movies and a little bit of cool horror comedy mixed in, definitely check Dead Ant out. I think you guys might enjoy it. Dead Ant. Then the next title I picked up is a Code Red release, guys, and one I had been circling for a while. I wanted to pick up. I finally pulled the trigger on it, and that is Shakma right here, guys. I really love the cover here with the sort of baboon, like really going at it, man. I really love this cover so much, man. And I have seen so many people come out and say, man, this movie is so bad, it's good. And I've heard that about a lot of the certain titles that I've picked up for the month. And where does Shakma lie here? I absolutely think Shakma is really great. Honestly, I really do, guys. It's basically about these animals that are getting experimented on in this hospital by this doctor. Uh, this red ass baboon is one of them, and they think the red ass baboon actually died. That they injected it with something and it basically didn't survive and it died. And they just put it in the sort of room there and just, wait till they can, dispose of it. In the meanwhile, during the night, the students of the hospital and the actual administrator himself, they are doing this role-playing game where they have to capture the princess, and they're all like, on the like old school computers, and they're looking for clues and all of this jazz. And in the meanwhile, well, Shakma is not dead. He's actually alive and quite well, and he is stalking and killing all of these people, and they have to try to escape and survive and try to kill Shakma. I really did enjoy this one, guys. I thought it was really fun. I thought Shakma himself, the red ass baboon, I thought was really, really great, man. I thought he was really effective. The anger that he does, man, when he's like pounding on a door, or when he's trying to like run at somebody, like, man, this is one pissed off red ass baboon. And it shows in a big bad way, guys. I really did enjoy this one quite a lot here. The acting is not exactly what you would consider the best thing you've ever seen in a horror movie, but I really had fun with these characters. I mean, you have some really interesting actors here. You have Roddy McDowall here, who plays the hospital administrator, which, man, shocked to see him in here. You have Amanda White from A Nightmare on Elm Street, plus so many more really great performances in here. It's really, really cool seeing some of these actors in this piece. It feels like a very, like, killer animal B movie cheese. It is over the top with Shakma going after these people, because sometimes, I'm not gonna lie, sometimes you think to yourself, well, can't they just kick this fucking thing and beat it? Like, they're really getting killed by this fucking thing. But somehow it actually works. It's really effective here. I love how they mix in sort of the real baboon with sort of a puppet, or sort of cutting to like the POV of the actual animal itself. You don't really get to see most of the kills, to be honest with you. Most of them are off screen. You do see a little bit of him attacking them, and it is brutal, man. It is really brutal. Like I said, he is really pissed off, man. And when he's going through doors, and when he's like jumping at camera and going after people, you really do feel it. You feel like these people really need to get out of the fucking way and get the F away from this goddamn baboon, dude. He is really effective here. I think the baboon makes this movie. If it wasn't for the baboon, I don't know if this movie would be half as good as it is, guys. but I just thought it was really effective. I really just liked the blood here and the gore, the blood coming out of the baboon's mouth there. Yeah, man, this one was really a surprise. I heard it was so bad, but I gotta tell you, I was watching this and I was really like, this is a really underrated killer animal movie. And I'm surprised that it took me this long to pick it up, and I'm so happy I did. And yeah, I had a lot of fun watching this one, guys. Really, really worth it in my opinion. And I got to admit, Code Red actually did a really great job here, guys. You get an audio commentary with director Tom Logan, moderated by cult director David Dakota. And it's a really great audio commentary. Basically, the director, David Dakota, is talking to Tom Logan, who directed this movie, about the movie itself, his career, the different shots he uses, how he actually got the baboon to actually do what he wanted the baboon to do. They're having a really fun time watching it. It's just two filmmakers really, just connecting and talking about making movies and independent movies and horror stuff. And it's actually a really cool audio commentary. You also get an on-camera interview with the director, Tom Logan, and he ends up just talking about, again, the financing for this movie, what he wanted to accomplish, dealing with the baboon itself, and how they accomplished certain things of him jumping at the camera, and how they could not look the baboon in the eye because the baboon is so wild that you never knew if he was going to just attack somebody offset. It was really sort of touch and go, and they were talking about how they had to deal with that and how they use sort of a puppet sometimes and how they use the real baboon. Really fascinating stuff here. You also get a brand new HD master as well, and then actually the picture quality does look pretty good as well, guys. And you also have a watching Katrina's bucket list mode, which is basically this chick before the movie starts, talking about certain facts about the movie, the actors, the director, the baboon, all this jazz. I could have taken it or leaving it, but yeah, it's pretty cool though. A lot of cool special features here, and a really cool killer animal movie. Man, sometimes the killer animal genre, sometimes there's really good ones, and other times there's really like lackluster efforts here. And a lot of people have really said this one is really bad, but honestly, I had a really fun and enjoyable time with this movie, and I think it's well worth you guys checking out. If you like killer animal movies, yeah, give this one a go, guys. It's actually pretty damn good, and for a killer baboon, man, he is one pissed off motherfucker, and you know what? Really effective and scary as shit, guys. Definitely check it out. Shakma. Then the next title I picked up is another so bad it's good title, or that's what I heard, and that is Death Spa right here, guys. Oh, I love this cover, man. With the chick on the sort of workout machine with her face as a skull, and this one guy is like getting all messed up in the background. Very, very cool cover art. And so last year, my friend John Van and myself, we went to the Scaricon Horror Convention, which we always do every year, and there is a video up there for the convention video. It's definitely out there on the channel. And we were looking at all the Blu-rays and DVDs, and I came across Death Spa. Now, at the time, I actually did want to pick it up, but I was a little hesitant on it. I wasn't sure. I ended up looking at the trailer on YouTube, my friend John and I were, and we were like, it doesn't look so great, and I'm not sure, and at the time it was a lot of money at the convention, and we were like, probably a pass. So we did. We passed on it. But ever since then, I was really intrigued and wanted to check the movie out. And, I was in March thinking, well, let me look up Death Spot. Can I get it for a good price? And I finally did. I found it on Amazon Prime for a really good price, and I was like, this is definitely getting picked up. I'm definitely putting this in the collection. And I was not disappointed with this, guys. Now, basically, it's about this sort of health spa workout place where there is a lot of mysterious deaths that are going on. People are dying on the equipment, and just a lot of chaos is going on in this health spa, and nobody knows what's going on. Nobody knows what's happening here, whether it's a malfunction with the equipment, or whether it's some sort of demonic or ghostly entity. Nobody really knows what's going on. And so they have to try to figure this out, what's happening, and all the while still trying to stop the deaths that are going on. And all the cheesy B movie stuff that happens, guys. It's a really fun movie, man. I had a ball watching this, and I think why I had a ball watching it is I went in with low expectations. Everyone said, just like with Shakma, it is so bad. But again, I went in with low expectations, and I was really pleasantly surprised, guys. The acting, cheesy as shit. The effects are cheesy as shit. It's over the top, but for some reason, I really love that. And for me, it really works, guys. I'm not gonna lie. I look at a movie like this and I'm like, if you go into this thinking this is high art, then you are really heavily mistaken, guys, because this is not high art by any stretch of the imagination. But it's just really fun. Sit back, relax, and just laugh at the absurdity that's going on screen. I thought it was pretty cool, man. I thought it was inventive. I loved the kills. I loved the blood and the gore here as well. I love the actual like the killers here. I actually think the killers are really cool. And I don't want to give it away or anything, but I really love the explanation. I loved, like I said, the acting is cheesy, but I loved the cheesy acting here. Even somebody like Ken Foree from Dawn of the Dead does a really cool job with this, man. He just is playing it up, man, for the camera, and weird costumes and workout stuff. I mean, the '80s was not good for fashion, was not good for these health spas and everything, because it all looks sort of just cheesy as shit and just B movie quality. But that's what I really love about this movie, guys. I think it really works in a big bad way. And again, like I said, I had a ball watching it. And is it B movie cheese? Yes, it's absolutely B movie cheese. Don't go into it thinking it's anything but. But I think if you're somebody like me that really loves B movies, that really loves these sort of like these weird type of flicks, like a Shakma, like a Despot, then I think you will really definitely enjoy these type of movies. I really do, guys. And to be fair, there's a lot here to actually look at as far as special features. They did a really wonderful job here, guys. You have a new 2K high definition transfer from the original uncut and uncensored camera negative. It looks really good, guys, and to be honest with you, it is an uncut movie. I believe there's actually versions of this movie that are cut, that are out there at like conventions and stuff like that. This is the uncut version, and man, it is really, really great. Again, you get the blood, you get the gore, you get all that wonderful stuff, guys. Really cool here. You also get a commentary with director Michael Fisha, producer Jamie Beardsley, and editor Michael Cooley, and a really, really great audio commentary. They're just having fun watching the movie and little anecdotes talking about it and where the actors are now and their thoughts on making the movie. Not a bad commentary at all, guys. I kind of liked it. You also get here an exercise in terror, the making of Death Spy. And this is a really great making of, man. You get some of the actors in here, the producers, and they're just really talking about the difficulties in making this, the money, the financing, what they had to deal with the blood and gore and everything. And it's just a really fun, just making of, guys. I wasn't expecting a full-on making of, but this was definitely well worth it. And you also get theatrical trailer and video trailer as well. Really, really solid movie, guys. I had a fun time watching this sucker. Again, I love my B movie cheese. Despot did not disappoint, guys. It's cheesy as shit. It's over the top. It's B movie quality, but you know what, guys? It's so fun to watch, and I highly recommend if you love B movie cheese. Definitely check it out. I had a fun time. I think you will too. Despot. And the next title that I picked up, guys, is a really great Sony title. I picked it up in 4K Blu-ray digital, and that is none other than Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse right here, guys. And this is such a wonderful, wonderful movie, man. God, it's really interesting because Spider-Man has went through so many different iterations on screen, and when this was announced about using Miles Morales as the main character and it being animated. Sometimes with Sony, you kind of hesitate a little bit because you're like, you don't know whether they're going to screw it up or not. So there was the potential for this to actually not be that great. So going into the theater when I watched it, I was like, this is a gamble, man. It's either going to work or it's not. And man, did it just blow me away. It really honestly did. Basically, the story is about Miles Morales, who ends up getting bitten by a radioactive spider, and he has to deal with the complications of high school and his powers and other spider men and women who might be roaming around his universe. I don't want to say anything more than that because there could be a lot of spoilers, and if you guys have not checked it out, definitely do it. This is so fantastic, man. The animation is gorgeous here. The animation is absolutely beautiful. Some of the best animation I've ever seen, guys. The characters are really likable and relatable, and you feel like you get to know them throughout the movie. You don't feel shortchanged on getting to know them or the characters themselves. Miles Morales is a great Spider-Man. Really just so well done. I love the action here, the colors, the plot, the story, the emotion. Everything works for this movie, guys. It is so, so wonderful and so fantastic. And it literally is probably one of the best Spider-Man movies to ever be made. And that's a tall order because there's been so many really great Spider-Man movies. Sam Raimi Spider-Man, Spider-Man 2, the MCU Spider-Man with Spider-Man Homecoming, of course. There's been so many great iterations of the character, but man, add this one to the list, guys, because it really is absolutely wonderful. It blew me away. If you're a fan of animation, if you're a fan of comic book movies, if you're a fan of Spider-Man, give this a chance, guys, because it is really, really awesome. And honestly, it's probably one of the best animated movies and one of the best comic book movies that I've seen in such a long time. So wonderful here, guys. It really, really honestly is. Give this one a chance. And there is a lot of special features here, especially if you picked up the 4K Blu-ray. They have extra stuff on top of it. You get here an alternate universe mode. It sort of goes through, the alternate scenes, plot lines, characters, and more with the filmmakers at your side, sort of watching the movie and them actually sort of, stopping and talking about the movie and guiding you through certain scenes. Very interesting stuff here, guys. You also get here a all-new mini-movie, Spider-Ham Caught in a Ham. I loved Spider-Ham, guys. I think Spider-Ham was goddamn hilarious. And I love how it's sort of a take on Porky Pig from Looney Tunes. And I'm kind of like, this is really cool. And the mini-movie here is awesome. Like, I could watch a whole animated movie on Spider-Ham and probably laugh my ass off. It was really, really fantastic. I love that mini-movie. You also get a tribute to Stan Lee and Steve Ditko, the Ultimate Comic Cast, the Spider-Verse Spider-Fan Easter Egg Challenge, lyric videos, filmmaker commentary, and so much more. There is a lot to chew on here, man. They definitely pack this thing big time. They go into everything from, the voice acting to, how they animated it, which characters they decided to pick, why they chose Miles Morales. So much wonderful information on this disc, guys. I mean, as a fan and a lover of special features, man, I had a ball with this, man. So fantastic here. And the movie is just, is amazing. This is definitely one that I'm going to watch over and over again. So wonderful, guys. Again, if you're a fan of any of the stuff, animation, comic books, Spider-Man, superheroes, give it a chance, guys. No brainer. You guys will really love it. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Then the next title I picked up is a Scream Factory title, and it's a slightly older Scream Factory title, but I was really happy to actually pick it up because I forgot it actually came out, and that is RoboCop 2 right here, guys. Yes, RoboCop 2, the badass motherfucker RoboCop 2. with this really great slipcover from Scream Factory right here. I love that cover. And on the inside, the theatrical art as well right here. Very, very nice right here for RoboCop 2. And I actually went to my local Soundgarden. I actually have one in my area. And I was just there with my girlfriend, looking at titles and hanging out. And I saw RoboCop 2. And I was like, I totally forgot that Scream Factory put RoboCop 2 out. I don't know, it just passed me by and I forgot about it. And I was looking at the slip and I'm like, the slip looks good, looks in really good condition. I like the price. And I'm like, I don't have it in the collection, so I'm like, RoboCop 2, I'm definitely picking it up. I was not disappointed. And oh man, it has been such a long time since I've seen RoboCop 2, guys. It really honestly has been a really long time. And basically, RoboCop is back in the city, doing his thing. But there is more to deal with. There is more drugs out there, more gangs. He has to deal with the drugs in the city, corrupt cops, a little kid who is a complete and utter prick, a drug called Nuke, and a really badass and weird cult leader called Kane. It's a lot of stuff for RoboCop to deal with, but he does his best to kick ass and take names. And I really did enjoy this one quite a bit, guys. I mean, look, it's not as good as the first RoboCop. Okay, that first RoboCop is classic, and there will never be a equal to that RoboCop, especially in this series. But I think RoboCop 2 does its best to still be a really effective action movie and a sci-fi film at the same time. I think it really works. I really love the action here a lot. I love that Peter Weller is back in the suit, man. And Peter Weller makes RoboCop what he is. I mean, in RoboCop 3, you have a different actor playing RoboCop, and I feel like it's not as good. That's why I think Peter Weller owns the role completely. He owns it 110%. I love the characters here. I love Kane. I love sort of the crooked cops that are in here. The little kid who is part of the gang. Oh my God, man! I forgot how much I hated this fucking kid, dude. Like, I'm watching this, I'm like, oh man, somebody beat the shit out of this kid, because I was ready to beat him, man. He's really effective. I love the drug Nuke. I think the Nuke drug is really cool as well. I love sort of the social commentary here as well. I mean, look, the social commentary is not as good as that first film. Obviously, Paul Verhoeven directing it, but I really like Irvin Kershner here as the director. Of course, he directed The Empire Strikes Back. He does a really great job here as well, guys. Really, really well done of his directing. Like I said, I think it's a step below something like RoboCop, the first one, but I still think this is a really effective movie, and I think one that you guys should definitely check out. I really do like this one quite a bit, guys. And again, like I said, it's not as witty as that first film. It doesn't have as much of the great social commentary as the first film, but there's still so much to love and enjoy here, guys. It really is well done here. And Scream Factory definitely gave it the love it deserved, guys. You get here a new 2K scan of the inner positive, and the movie does look good. It looks the best as I've ever seen it. I really enjoyed the picture quality here. You get a new audio commentary with author and slash CG supervisor, and he really loves talking about the movie, talking about Irvin Kershner, the CG effects in here, how they ended up doing some of the more practical effects, and how they did some of the stop motion animation. Really fascinating commentary here. He really delves into quite a lot of information. You also get here a new Corporate Wars, the making of RoboCop 2 here. And there's a lot of people here to talk about it. A lot of the visual effects artists, producers, actors. And it's really interesting because they don't hold back on this one, guys. Basically, they're very honest. They talk about how tough this one was to make. They talk about how it was tough to rain down the story. And some actors talk about how Irvin Kershner was really great to deal with. And other actors talk about how he was really tough to deal with and that they didn't get along with him. Like Nancy Allen talks about how she had a really tough time dealing with Irvin Kershner, and he was not nice to her at all. They definitely get into that this was a tough one, and the shoot was difficult. Certain scenes got changed around. There's a lot of interesting aspects to this making of, which I really liked here. You also get here machine parts, the FX of RoboCop 2, and some really cool getting into the FX of this movie. The different aspects of what they did, the puppetry and everything like that. So well done with that featurette, guys. You also get a new Robo Fabrication, a new OCP Declassify talking about the movie as well. Sort of looking back at sort of the featurettes from back in the day, how they made some of the effects. Actually, really cool stuff as well here. Theatrical trailer, teaser trailers, TV spots, still galleries, and much more. A lot to chew on with this, guys. Really, really well done. I had a ball with this movie again. I hadn't seen it in so long, and I'm so glad I picked up this Scream Factory version. It was fantastic, dude. Really, really well done. Highly recommend RoboCop 2. If you love the first RoboCop, well, RoboCop 2 is almost as good. Definitely give it a chance, guys. RoboCop 2. Then the next title that I picked up is a Vinegar Syndrome title, and one that I was really interested in checking out because, yeah, this is another one of those so bad it's good, guys, and that is The Suckling right here with this really cool slipcover, man, of the creature with the teeth and everything. Really awesome slipcover, and on the backside also with his teeth in just the front, like really there. Love that slipcover, and on the inside you get the theatrical art as well, which I really love the theatrical art too, man. That's really cool theatrical art. I really like that one a lot. And oh boy, The Suckling right here, guys. This one, let me tell you something, guys. This one is really weird and bizarre and kind of fucked up. Basically, it's about this woman that goes to this sort of brothel prostitution house, which also doubles as sort of a clinic, a health clinic in some ways, which is really weird. And she's going to get an abortion. And she gets the abortion, and they end up flushing the fetus down the toilet. The fetus ends up going into the sewer, and the sewer has like toxic waste and everything. And the fetus actually transforms into this huge, gigantic, fucked up monster. And now it is hunting down and killing all the people that are in the prostitution house, including the mother and the father, plus all the prostitutes and everybody else in there. Yeah, and they just gotta survive and try to see if they can kill this fucking thing. This is a really bizarre goddamn movie, guys. It really is, but it's really unique and something that I hadn't quite seen before in quite a while. I liked the message about the abortion stuff. I liked the creature, man. The creature here, like, it's on the cover, but it really doesn't do it justice, guys, because I'm telling you, this creature is the stuff of nightmares, man. I literally watched this creature, the running time of an hour and a half, and thinking to myself, my God, man, there's some creatures in horror films that I can look at and I could be like, I could be in front of this thing and it wouldn't faze me. But this thing, I literally, if that was in front of me, I would literally pee my fucking pants. Like I would be fucking terrified, man. This thing is really effective, and for such a low budget movie, the fact that it's as good as it is really is phenomenal, man. They hit it out of the park with the creature big time. The acting, okay, the acting is cheesy as shit, guys. The acting is cheesy as shit. It's really terrible acting. But I'm not watching this for the acting, guys. I'm watching it for the kills, which are really cool. The kills are really wonderful. The creature does a great job killing these people. You see the blood, you see the gore. It's really sort of sometimes disgusting, especially in the beginning with like the fetus and everything. Ugh, really, really disgusting stuff here. But really well done as well here. I really liked it. I liked the humor of it. I liked the horror aspects to it. I thought the creature was really effective. It's one of those B movies that when you watch it, I think everything is hitting you and you're like, oh my God, this thing is so like messed up that I gotta watch it again. And I just really thought it's a really cool slice of a sort of creature B movie that has a really interesting message about abortion, but at the same time, it's one of those movies that I think once you see it, you can't unsee it. It's just one of those ones that really hits you like a bag of hammers, man. Especially the ending. I won't give away the ending by any means, but let me just say that what the creature does to its mother. Oh my God, man! I was not expecting that. I was literally like, oh my God! I couldn't believe it. I was like, holy shit, man! Did that really happen? I was like, oh my God, man! They do not pull any punches. They do not hold back, and I am so damn glad for it. This is a great B movie. Well worth checking out, guys. Really, honestly is. And I gotta give credit where credit is due. Vinegar Syndrome did an awesome job. Like I said, the slipcover is fantastic, guys. That's a no-brainer from Vinegar Syndrome. They always do such an amazing job. And they have a few interesting special features here. They have a video interview with the writer director of the piece, and he talks about the abortion message. He talks about the creature, and it's kind of interesting. He talks about the special makeup effects artist that did the creature and everything, and basically he was willing to do it to create the creature and everything for the effects, but actually he owns the actual creature itself. So they do not, nobody has the actual suit for the creature except for this special makeup effects artist. He said, I will do it, but I will own this. So nobody has it other than this guy, unfortunately, which is a real shame because, man, I would love to see somebody like showcase this old suit off again. But apparently he owns it, but he's not on this disc even showing anything off. But it is a really good video interview with him, just talking about the directing and what he thinks about the movie years later. Really interesting stuff here. You also get another video interview with Michael Gingold, who is a writer for Fangoria, which is really weird because he actually is the guy in the suit. Like the whole thing with the creature in the suit and him attacking people, that's actually Michael Gingold, the writer of Fangoria, which is really odd. He talks about being in the suit and auditioning for the movie and everything like that. Really fantastic interview with him. He does a great job talking about this, man. He really loved this movie and loves that it's finally getting the exposure that it is. Really great one with him there. You also get image gallery and trailer as well. Not a lot of special features here. I would have liked to seen a commentary, but other than that, man, really great insight from the director and from Michael Gingold as well. So fantastic of a movie. Really is sort of this B movie, so bad it's good, but I'm telling you guys, really well worth it. I enjoyed the shit out of this movie. And it's one of those weird titles that you can only show certain people. Like, there's certain people that you'll show this to, and they'll be like, dude, you are one fucked up individual. But there's some people that'll be like, dude, this is really awesome. So pick and choose who you show this to, guys. But I'm telling you, for me, as a B movie lover, I am so glad I picked this up. Vinegar Syndrome did a great job, and I do recommend it if you love the B movie cheese like I do. Weird, fucked up. I do love my B movie cheese. What can I tell you? Not bad at all. Definitely give it a look if you have a chance. The Suckling. And the next title that I picked up, guys, is a old school horror film, an old school Stephen King horror film, and that is none other than Pet Cemetery right here, guys, the Blu-ray and digital. Now, I do know that this title also came out in 4K. I was just interested in the Blu-ray, but to be honest with you, the Blu-ray looks really good, really cleaned up. Definitely an upgrade on the older release, and everyone has told me that the 4K release looks stunning as well. So no matter whether you get the Blu-ray or the 4K, you're definitely going to be impressed with the picture quality, guys. And also, I love the cover here, man. The cover is so awesome, man, with the cat there and with the graveyard and everything. So cool. I love this cover so much, guys. And it's interesting talking about Stephen King because Stephen King's a really great horror writer. But the problem with Stephen King is that with his books are so thick, man. I mean, he puts so much detail and so much plot and just so many characters and a lot of detail and a lot of things in his books, and that's not a bad thing. But I think for filmmakers, it becomes a problem when you're trying to adapt his books because there's so much material there that you really have to. It's a really fine line between, what do you keep in the adaptation, what do you leave out, and you need a good filmmaker and a good filmmaking team to sort of know what will work and what doesn't, and to sort of take out the fat and stuff that you need to keep. It's really tough, and some Stephen King adaptations really work, and other ones not so much. But I do think Pet Sematary really works, guys. I think it's a really wonderful and effective horror film. Basically, it's about this family that moves to this small countryside, and the father has gotten a new job, and they're getting settled in, and the family leaves for like a while to sort of visit other family, and the father is left behind. The cat accidentally gets killed, and the neighbor says we can bury them in this cemetery, and then suddenly the cat comes back, and that's only the beginning of the problems and the issues, guys. Because more horrifying experiences happen, and the father and the family have to deal with um, dead things coming back to life. I will not say anything more than that, guys, because if I do, it could be major spoilers, so I'm definitely staying away from that. But let me put it this way, man. It is really, really creepy, really atmospheric, really effective here. Mary Lambert, a female, directed this, and she did a fantastic, phenomenal job here, man. Denise Crosby, who plays the mother, of course, she was in Star Trek: The Next Generation. She did an amazing job as well here. The little like 2 or 3 year old in this movie who plays Gage is really great, especially what happens towards the end of the movie. And of course, I won't spoil it, but he's really creepy and really terrifying, and it makes me not want to have kids. Like, if my girlfriend wants me to have kids, I'll be like, I will, but if somebody comes back to life, then consider my ass running because I am so not dealing with that shit. So not. I'm sorry, sweetheart. Um, it's really well done here. I love the blood and I love the gore here. I love the kills. I love the characters. You really get to know the characters. You really are involved with them, and you get to know who they are, and you get to feel for them when they die, which sometimes in horror films you don't really get anymore. And I feel like with the old school ones from the 80s, like this one and many of the other horror films back in the day, you really get to know the characters and you feel for them, and it really works. It really is effective here. And, I know there's a lot of stuff from the book that got left out in this adaptation, but I think, again, that's a good thing because I think that there are certain things in a Stephen King book that sometimes just doesn't work for a movie. That doesn't mean that they're bad, it just means it doesn't work, guys. But this is really, really an really effective horror movie, man. I love the cat here. The cat is really menacing. I love the cemetery, very creepy as well. This is one of the better Stephen King adaptations. It really is. And there's a lot of Stephen King adaptations that I really like, guys. But this one is really high on the list. Very well done. Now, I know the remake is out there, and I know that, a lot of comparisons are going to happen here. Look, I'm not big on remakes. Some work, some don't. I more stick to the old school original stuff for the most part. And Pet Sematary is no exception here. Pet Sematary probably is much better than the remake is. But, I mean, time will only tell, but this one still is creepy even to this day, guys. As old school as it is, for some reason it still gets to me, especially as I get older and with dealing with little kids and everything. It gets to me even more. When I was younger, maybe not so much, but nowadays, man, it really hits me in a big bad way. This one is definitely well worth it, guys. And to be honest, they did a great job upgrading this disc, guys. I mean, like I said, picture quality is great. And the fact that it's the 30th anniversary for this motherfucker, oh my god, man, I couldn't believe that it's 30 years old, man. Classics never go out of style, what can I tell you? But you get here Fear and Remembrance. Now this basically featurette is basically the new cast of the remake of Pet Sematary, talking about the original, talking about Stephen King, the terrifying aspects to it. It's decent. You know, it's cool that they have love for the old school material here. You also get a revisitation, a new interview with Mary Lambert, and of course she talks about revisiting the movie, her thoughts on it years later, directing it, you know, what she tried to go for. Stephen King talks about all that stuff. Really great interview as well. You also get 3 new behind-the-scenes image galleries. You also get all the old school featurettes from the previous disc, including the commentary from Mary Lambert as well, which is always a really great commentary. She does a great job talking about the movie as well. A lot of really great features on this disc and a really solid Stephen King film. It is a really horrifying experience, and especially as I get older, but I really do think this is one of the best Stephen King adaptations. I highly recommend this title. If you're a fan of Stephen King, if you're a fan of creepy kids, this one is definitely should be on your list, guys. Pet Sematary. The next pickup that I got, guys, is actually a romantic comedy, and one that I've actually been waiting to pick up for quite a while, and that is none other than Crazy Rich Asians. And I know what you guys are thinking. You're thinking to yourself, well, wait a minute, out of all of the pickups that he's gotten, this definitely feels like the redheaded stepchild for the month. You're not wrong. Look, I've been wanting to pick this title up for a while, and what happened is that I kept finding all the copies in all the stores, and the slipcovers were all messed up, man. For some reason, it was just mangled up and not in good condition, and even the stuff that I got from Amazon was the same way. So I said to myself, you know what? I'm going to hold off. I'm going to wait until there's a good slipcover copy that I can get at the stores, and one day in March, I found it. Was a good price. I'm looking at the slipcover. I'm like, looks good. I'm picking this sucker up. And you know what, guys? I really love a good romantic comedy. I really honestly do. You know, a really solid romantic comedy can make you feel really good. It can make you be in a really great mood, and it's something that you want to experience over and over again. And this movie is definitely that to me. You know, it's about this girl named Rachel, and she's been dating this guy for quite a while, and they're in love. And basically, what happens is that he is going to a wedding, and he says, you know, I'm gonna bring you and have you finally meet my family. And he's a very humble guy, but she soon realizes that not only is this guy rich, and his whole family is rich, but they are crazy rich, and the family is a little weird and crazy themselves, and she has to deal with the family, she has to deal with complications of dealing with the mother, and the mother doesn't want her around, and, you know, whether she still feels wanted and whether this relationship can continue. It's a really great romantic comedy, guys. It really is. I think the comedy here is fantastic. I love the situational humor of sort of this more small town chick having to deal with this sort of, you know, rich, lavish lifestyle. I love the acting here. I think everybody's playing it really great. Some are playing it for laughs. Some are playing it more sweet and endearing. I think it all works really well. The locations here are absolutely stunning, and they're gorgeous as all hell. They're really just eye popping to look at here. I love the story here, the love story. I think the characters are all really well drawn out characters. You really get to know everybody. You feel like you really care for them. They're very likable. They're very relatable and engaging. Everything about this movie really works, and it's sort of fascinating because not many romantic comedies for me work anymore, to be honest with you. I like a lot of the old school stuff back in the day, Sleepless in Seattle, When Harry Met Sally, You've Got Mail. I mean, those are the ones that just are off the top of my head, but those are the ones that really work to me. Even an old school one from back in the day, Murphy's Romance. if you guys have never heard of Murphy's Romance, definitely check that one out. I like old school romantic comedies, and there's not many that have been in recent times that I've really actually liked. This is the first one in quite a while that I've really cared about. And yeah, I never read the books, but I heard the books were really good. But when I saw it in the theater, I just really loved everything I saw about it. It really made me feel in such a great mood, and I just this is a movie that I'm definitely going to revisit over and over again because I really do like a good romantic comedy. And sometimes you're in the mood for one, I'm not going to lie. And, to me, I know they're going to make the sequels. I know they're going to do that, which I definitely am looking forward to. But it's kind of weird because this was actually supposed to be a Netflix movie. And Netflix was going to offer them a lot of money to make it for their streaming platform, and they decided, no, we're going to go with a lower budget. We're going to put this into theaters, and it was a gamble that paid off. The filmmakers definitely took the risk, and it paid off in a big bad way. I'm so glad they did that. This is such a wonderful movie, wonderful romantic comedy, great engaging characters, great love story. If you're into romantic comedies, definitely check this one out, guys. I think you would really enjoy it. And some interesting special features here. You get a commentary by director John M. Chu and the novelist as well. And it's kind of very interesting because they're definitely playing back and forth from each other, talking about the filmmaking, talking about the book, the differences between the two, the changes to the story, etc., etc. Really engaging commentary, guys. I really like that one a lot. You also get crazy rich fun talking about the making of the movie and how the actors had a good time and everything. A very interesting feature right here. You also have deleted scenes and gag reel as well. A not bad special features for a really engaging and quite wonderful romantic comedy that I think you guys would definitely enjoy if you give it a chance. Definitely give it a look. Again, I'm more of an old school romantic comedy guy, but even if you're the new school and love that stuff, I think you definitely will still enjoy Crazy Rich Asians. Definitely give it a chance, guys. Highly recommend it. Crazy Rich Asians. Then last but certainly not least, guys, is another Blu-ray that I was really interested in checking out for a while. And again, this is another one that I finally pulled the trigger on. Blind Buy, but I really like the actor slash stuntman, and I think he does an amazing job with horror movies. And that is the documentary To Hell and Back, the story of Kane Hodder right here, guys. Now, I had heard about this documentary a while ago, and it was one that I was definitely interested in checking out. I think Kane Hodder is a very fascinating stuntman and actor, and a very interesting past. Some of it I knew, some of it I didn't. I love him as Jason. I love him as Victor Crowley from the Hatchet movies. All of the other stuff that he's been in and he's done stunts for. He's definitely a very fascinating and interesting guy. And this documentary, man, is absolutely amazing. I can't say enough praise for this documentary because it delves into all of his career, but more importantly than that, it delves into him as a child, him dealing with getting burned while he was doing stunts, early in his career, dealing with all of the injuries, dealing with certain people that he's met over the years, how he's able to maintain his career, his thoughts on certain movies that he's been in, certain movies that passed him by, like Freddy vs. Jason. He has a real sore spot for that one, guys. But it's really fascinating and very heartfelt. He really opens up in a big bad way here, especially the whole story of how he got burned. Oh man, I had never heard the full story of how he got burned, and it is so heartbreaking and emotional, and you're just sitting there like, dude, I can't believe he went through all this stuff. Not only the burn stuff, but dealing with the doctors and how just nobody knew how to take care of him, and he just really opens up on camera. There's a moment in the documentary where he's so emotional that he tells the guys to turn off the camera because he can't deal with it. It's really him just opening up and talking about his life, talking about his career, and talking about the fans and the love he has for movies and making movies. And oh man, these are the type of documentaries that I love. I love documentaries about the making of movies, But more importantly, like that, I love documentaries on certain individuals where I may not know much about them, but it really opens my eyes on the individual and his career. And Kane Hodder, man, this was such a great and glorious experience of a documentary. One that I highly recommend to you guys if you like horror, if you like Kane Hodder, if you just are very fascinated about these type of documentaries about somebody's life and career. This is definitely one to honestly check out here, guys. And you know, there's not much in the way of special features here. There's over 90 minutes of deleted scenes. 90 minutes of deleted scenes, guys. That is a shitload of deleted scenes, man. But it's so well worth it. The deleted scenes here, like, they could have packed this whole movie with everything that they have in the deleted scenes because it's so fascinating and so wonderful. You also get trailers here as well for other things that Epic Pictures has done. But oh man, dude, so wonderful, guys. Really, honestly, blew me away. And it's not just him talking about his life. You also have other people talking about it as well. You have Robert Englund on this documentary. You have Felissa Rose. You have Bruce Campbell. You have some of his childhood friends in here. You also have a documentarian who actually did a book on Kane Hodder as well, talking about it. There's so many wonderful people talking about Kane Hodder and talking about his influence on movies and being a stuntman and him treating the fans with respect. So well done documentary, guys. I thought this was going to be a fluff piece, but I'm honestly incredibly wrong, and thankfully I was wrong, guys. So well done here. And I do want to say I've actually met Kane Hodder at a convention once. And he must have been in a really pissed off mood or anything, because he wasn't really as nice as what many people say he is. But he still was a very warm hearted guy, regardless. And when I met him, I took a picture with him, and he was actually choking me, guys. He was actually choking me big time. And it was like I felt like I was in a trap. I couldn't get out. Like, he was really choking me. He's a fun person to meet. Oh, I hope I get to meet him again at some point at another convention. And yeah, man, I mean, these type of people definitely deserve a lot of love and respect, and they definitely give it back to the fans in a big bad way, guys. I was highly impressed by this documentary, and if you're a fan, definitely check this one out, guys. I think you guys would really appreciate this documentary. To hell and back. Alright, everybody, that'll do it for the Blu-ray pickup video for March of 2019. And again, guys, quite an interesting variety that I have here. Some B-movies, documentaries, romantic comedies, and some big-name releases. Definitely quite the interesting haul that I had for the month. Definitely let me know what you guys picked up as well. I am definitely interested to find out all the stuff that you got for the month of March. And now we are on to April here. So what will be in store for me with April, guys? Well, just to give you a little hint, there will be some big name titles. There will be some cool limited editions, special editions, collector's stuff. Things from Mondo Macabro, Arrow, Vinegar Syndrome, and much more. A few interesting surprises as well. April will be a very interesting and haul, a lot of cool variety. I'm very excited about April, guys, and you should be too. A lot of cool releases coming out for the month. I am super excited, so definitely stay tuned for that video when it drops next month. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, definitely give it a thumbs up. And if you're new to the channel, welcome. Check out the other Blu-ray pickup videos that I've done in the past on the Blu-ray pickups playlist. Check out the Blu-ray and DVD out and about videos I do every single Tuesday on the Blu-ray and DVD Tuesday playlist also, plus the theatrical movie reviews I do with my friends, and so much more content that's on the channel. If you love movies and physical media, definitely hit subscribe and become a part of the Film Fan Nation. I have a passion and I love talking about movies. If you guys have seen any of the videos, you see the passion and love, hopefully. And I get some of the best passion and love right back from my subscribers. They are some of the best subscribers that I have on YouTube. I am so lucky to have each and every one of you supporting the channel in a big bad way. I appreciate it beyond belief. I really do. Thank you so much. So if you love what I do and how I talk about movies, definitely hit subscribe. And check me out on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Film Fan 108. Check out all of the posts that I do there, plus some interesting pictures and some posts that I do from time to time on social media as well. Alright guys, I will see you back next month for a brand new Blu-ray pickup video. Take care guys, happy hunting, and I'll see you next time.